Hey guys, welcome back to Yankee Valley Outdoors, and in today's video we are going to be building our tree boxes. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright guys, so here is what we're going to use for the tree boxes in today's video. I have lots and lots of boards. So these are going to be the bottom block, and then the upright boards are right here, and this under this chicken coop of mine I have a very big supply, hopefully enough to do the 100 boxes I need. So we'll see. I may run out, but hopefully, if my math is right, there's just enough under here, but I could be wrong. So I guess we will get to work and find out if I have enough. But it'll be fun. It'll be a fun process nevertheless. But I sorted some sizes. These ones fell over. I was collecting these from work each day. Like, these were all the throwaway stuff. I just collected and collected and collected until I had this massive pile of boards. Obviously, if you just kept collecting for years, you could build a house. And if I go back to that place, I'll continue to collect. Obviously, these are bowed now because they're all in the rain, and a lot of them were bowed before, but these were stickers, like they had under pallets and stuff. So there was lots of them, and they would just throw them in the dumpster. So obviously I took them because I could use them. But yeah, there's all kinds of purposes these could be used for. But prime priority now is to use them to build boxes for the American chestnut trees. So without further ado, we're going to get into this, and hopefully this project goes well and we have enough to make 100 boxes. I'm going to run out of screws before I run out of boards, but it is what it is. So right now we have 4 done. Here's what we got so far. As you can see, I use the blocks to go across, connect here, and then these other blocks to go across to, keep it from falling over. It shouldn't fall over with the bottom that heavy, but I guess we'll see. They're tall up. The plan is to have boards that run up across here, or even like deer fencing or something around the sides, just so the deer can't, eat them off. Because you have this, you got to have some kind of slat. So like board. So that's the plan. I have like a little assembly line right here. I have the longer ones and the shorter ones. Shorter ones go on first, and then the longer ones go on the side. So we'll keep going until I run out of screws, and then we'll probably have to switch to nails at some point. My dog's just running around over there. So yeah, let's get back. I'm gonna get back to it, and I'll give you guys an update every once in a while. I'm just building my boxes, and then he starts chewing on one of my boards. It's not very helpful, but things are coming along, going slower than I'd like, but getting to work. I think he thinks he's trying to help, but really, he's not being very helpful. So far here we have about 21 done, I believe. Not done, but the bottoms on them, obviously they're gonna have boards up the side like I said. But right now we got 21 done. We are not out of screws, but I currently have to stop, and I'll have to come back again and do more. I changed up the design a little bit. Some have a 2x3 instead of a block, which may work better, and hopefully I didn't use too many of my block. So hopefully I have enough to get close to through this project. I have a lot of wood left, but I guess we'll see what I have left by the end of this. Hopefully I have enough to do all 100 boxes, but that has yet to be seen. But great progress. All right, guys, so far here is our progress. I have almost 50 done, so we are halfway through with the boxes we need. Not all are made equally. Some are more sturdy than others. Different design here from what we have over here. And it's really swampy in here because of all the rain we've had. Like, some are a little more rocky than others, and then some are more firm that don't move very well. But overall, same concept. Like, this is probably one of the worst ones right here. It's like a rocking chair. But it'll be good. I'll just stick some rock or dirt, more dirt under one side or something. And that should go from there. Like I said, it's gonna have a board across here. Let me give you guys a reference point. So like probably something even like this, just a block right here, so it gets light, so on and so forth going up. And then maybe at the top I'll have wire screen or something. It just depends on what I decide to use. But you get the point. We got 50 more to build. I'm getting it done as I can. Got my little work area, which is a little bit of a mess. Have to get that cleaned up. But things are coming along, and it's nice to just get out here and work on building these boxes so we can keep our American chestnuts safe. It's another day. I've been coming back here as I can to build more boxes. Hopefully get a lot done today. My goal is 20, but I'll probably only get 15 done, maybe less, because I now have to use nails. Have to use a hammer and nails because I'm out of screws, and screws are expensive, and nails are really cheap. It's just a lot of swinging with the hammer, but got our materials out here. I'm gonna get started. Right now we're at 47 boxes. We got over 100 to build, so it's taking time, and it's quite hot today, so hopefully we can get some done. My goal is to start clearing the area by the 4th of July, or hopefully be on pace sooner than that, but who knows. I got to get these boxes done. I'm getting the bases of the boxes done, and then I'm going to be putting the protection up the box so nothing gets in it, but that's last. So I'll buy another batch of screws for that. But right now I'm just primarily getting the bases done, and then I will do the rest of the box. But yeah, got our materials. I'm gonna get back to work. Guys, so we are right now at about 68 boxes, and we got more of our boards to go across there, and then more of our teeter-totter legs right there, and we got more nails. So we're gonna get right back into this and hopefully get a lot done today. We're in the final stretch. Right over 30 boxes left till we have all the bases done, and then, you know, the boards that go across like that, which I will do with screws if I have enough screws. I got some screws I bought, so hopefully we can get to that soon. But right now we're gonna get back into this. These nails are a little bit bigger, so hopefully they go in better and don't bend over like we've had a problem with a lot of these nails lately. But it's a project. Getting a little burnt from the medicine I'm on for the Lyme disease, but it's worth it to get this done and get this over with. That was the same word, but different. That was a different word with the same meaning. You get the point. I'm gonna get back to work. So now we have about 83 done. We have some here, then I have a lot back there behind me, but 83 done so far. We need a little over 100, so we need roughly about 22 more. We should have enough boards to finish up, and then obviously put the side thingies up, but everything is going well. This is a lot of work doing this with a hammer because, you know, screws are expensive, like I said, but then for the side things we will have screws, so it'll make it much easier, and we're not slamming a nail and risking breaking what we have done. So far we're doing pretty good. So I'll be back when I get started once again in another day or two. So we have the next step right here where we are putting the walls on the tree boxes. As you can see, got a lot of them right here. So take two, gonna put them on, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I have I pre-put screws in them so they're ready to go, pre-tapped them so none of the boards break. But without further ado, we're gonna continue. Here we have the sides on them ready to go. Like I said, what I was doing was putting one layer of sides on for now to see how many I get through. It'll take a while for the tree to get up this high. Well, maybe not too long, but at least it'll be this far up, and then it'll be protected up to a certain point. But really, just having a little hole right here does keep the trees safe from deer eating them off. But you got to watch to make sure nothing digs under them, because that's always a worry, because the trees are hooked to a nut still. But boxes are coming along nicely. My drill ran dead, so I have to charge it once again. But things are coming along. Making lots of progress. The second video on my channel was about tree boxes. And I want to show you guys what these tree boxes exactly do and how successful they actually can be and how successful they actually are. So, right in front of me, I have the boxes. I have my brother right there. But let's show you guys how successful I believe they're going to be. Right here we have our tree boxes. There is one box right here. As you can see how tall this hybrid chestnut tree is. It's like 5-ish years old. First year, I think it was eaten off. Our first year or two was eaten off. But as you can see, they're doing absolutely great because they grew up straight through the box. Now, what exactly happened was I was like, oh, there's a bunch of scrap wood laying around, and I need to protect these trees from deer so this doesn't happen again. So what I did was I grabbed all the scrap wood, brought it up here in a little red wagon. Not sure where the little red wagon is. And I built these boxes. As you can see, they're not the greatest and they're starting to fall apart. They should hold up for another year or two, hopefully. But as you can see, the trees are doing pretty magnificent. Here's a tree that was not covered. This tree right here is not covered. As you can see its size right here. And then you see the size of the one next to it. That's how big of a difference the boxes make. I'm surprised this tree even grew. But down here we also have another tree right here. It doesn't have a box either. Doesn't have a box either, but it's still surviving. We've got a butternut. I believe this is a butternut right here. It's doing good too because it also has had a box. There's another butternut in here somewhere. Not sure. Oh, sadly, it looks like the deer ate it off. But here's another butternut right here, which if it had a box, it would be looking much better than this. Here's another one of our chestnut trees with a tree box. As you can see, is doing absolutely great. Hey, come here. Hey. This is awesome. So right here, we have pollen, and there are chestnuts on this tree. That is so cool. This should be for the update on these trees. But yeah, so we have pollen, and we have nuts. That is cool. I don't think I saw pollen on the other ones, but this tree is now sexually mature. Obviously they have like a lot of light right here and they're on this hillside, so it's really a great spot. I am worried about the future of making sure that these do not mess with our American chestnuts, which are going to be way up there. They shouldn't, because the wind doesn't blow that way, it blows downward.
There's 2 catkins on this one.
So he's telling me there's 2 catkins on the one that's up here. Oh yeah, there is. So there is up here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is up here as well. So these 2 are both sexually mature. Don't know about the other few. This one I don't see anything on this one. But come down here. This one doesn't have anything so far, but as you can see, a deer munched on the end of it there. But yeah, so these 2 trees are sexually mature, and this is all because of these tree boxes, making sure that the tree can actually grow up. Basically, all it is taking junk wood and giving the tree something to grow up through. Pretty much completely done with the boxes. All the bases were pretty much done. We may need a few more, but I would say for the most part, we're done. So we moved on to putting the sides on. So now, as you can see, this is the basic idea. Well, what I want to do is for all of them, at least get 1 layer, because it's going to take a little bit for the tree to get up to here. But by the time it gets up to there, then we'll put more boards on. But to make sure I have enough screws and boards, first off, I'm going to just put 1 layer on each. But I'm pretty sure I have enough. But just for now, the trees aren't this tall anyway, so there's plenty of room. Now, yes, this is a big gap right here, but a deer is not likely to stick its head in there and grab the tree out. I mean, it can happen, but it's less likely. I mean, you obviously got rabbits and other things. I think for mice and stuff, I'm going to put some mouse traps around and maybe use some rat traps just to deter the squirrels, because they might want to take the nuts off. Not sure the legality of having rat traps But, you know, I got to do what I got to do to keep the trees safe. So far, here's what we got. I had to repair some of these because I only had 2 screws holding the blocks on. These were the ones that were made with just screws. So it took a few screws to repair them. That tractor, it wasn't the easiest thing getting them up here because I had to repair like probably 6 of them. But I got 3-inch screws rather than the 2.5-inch screw, or they might even have been less, the other screws. So this was an easy repair with these longer screws. But I much prefer using nails because it's much stronger. And really though, if a nail pops out, you just smack it right back in. But yeah, so here we go. These ones are ready to use. And I think that just about concludes our video on building the boxes. Well guys, got the boxes, pretty much all the boxes down. I have about 12 boxes left to put up around the trees we just planted. They go the whole way down. Like down there is really long, not through there. Ignore some of the garbage I have laying around. I had it bagged up, but then it got knocked down. Yeah, this is the point of the boxes, is to keep them safe from deer, of course, and other wildlife. They're going to grow up through there, and they're going to live hopefully long lives. Obviously, I'm going to add more boards because I can add quite a few more boards. By the time they get to this point, though, they're way less likely to be eaten off by deer. Yes, it can still happen, but it's way less likely than it is when they're at this level. Got all my grow bags right there. Tried to gather up most of the trash, but there's a little bit laying around. But yeah, these looks good. I'm happy to have the trees in the boxes, but definitely a long, rewarding process. But yeah, we go way back there where I got more boxes to do. But this is great having all of these boxes done. I have some extra boxes, which will go to our other American chestnut location to cover some of those trees which have not been covered yet. But I'm so happy to have these boxes finally done for now. Obviously, I'm going to add more boards to them, but as of right now, it'll take a little bit for these trees to climb up to being that level right there. Thank you guys for watching my video on building my tree boxes. It has been a very, very great thing to get this done because I've been thinking about it for a long time. I collected wood for months from work. My coworkers thinking I was crazy as I'm walking out the door with stacks of wood, and even asking them to hold the door for me as I put it in my trunk. And then my manager's asking me what I'm building, which it was kind of like, I was worried each day that the managers would be like, you can't take anymore. I'm glad they were cool enough to let me take as much as I did because I had enough to do exactly the amount I needed. Obviously, we still have boards to add, but pretty much allowed me to do exactly what I needed to do. And it was like once a week, someone like, what you building? What you building? Well, here's what I was building. Tree boxes for my American chestnuts. And obviously they work for any tree you want to do. And probably good for like 4 or 5 years, like those other ones I showed you earlier in the video, which have been really successful. And I believe these will be successful too. And hopefully they will help us bring back the American chestnut tree. But lots of dedication on getting these boxes, then building these boxes. And literally most of these boxes were put together with nails because I ran out of screws. Got more screws for the sides, of course. But yeah, most of these boxes were built with nails, and the ones that were built with nails are actually stronger than the ones that were built with screws. Because my original screws were a little too short. Got them off Temu. But second batch I got from Lowe's. But yeah, I'm so glad to finally say our boxes, they're done for now. But yeah, that's it for this video, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, don't forget to drop a like on this video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe for more content. It's cool to know that I did this 4 years ago, and it gave me the idea to do it again, and it has been successful with those other trees, and hopefully successful with our American chestnut trees. All right, guys, don't forget to keep it electrified. I'll see y'all later.